Welcome in, everybody. Hi everyone. Meta, thank you so much for the first of the stream, and hi everyone else. Blah, thank you so much for your first. Petra, thank you so much for the first. Hi. Zuchi, is that your first time seeing the screen? Yeah, that's my new starting soon screen. Hope everyone's doing a-okay today. It's my earlier stream. Trial Thursdays. It's gonna be a shorter stream today because the flashback cases do tend to be shorter, and then the last case is always gonna be the longest. I'll figure out what I'll do for that. I'll figure it out, right? But anyway, how are you guys doing today? Tummy hurty. Being God's bravest soldier right now. You know, have water where you can. Keep your tummy warm. Keep the outside of your tummy warm. I know that sounds silly, but it's gonna help you, okay? Think you makes it feel better? Like, thank you. Whenever my tummy used to hurt, I would overstimulate myself with Hatsune Miku music, and then I would be so overstimulated, I would forget that my tummy hurt. This game has 2 short cases. It does. And I couldn't... If they were back to back, I would put them back to back, and then it'd be one normal stream. But that's not the case. They obviously put the 2 longest ones next to each other. Overstimulated, yeah. Let me check. I had notes written down on how long each case should take me roughly. Let's see, that is... Yeah, the last one I'll have to break into a 2-part stream. Otherwise, I would be streaming for 14 hours. I'll also have to do the same thing for the last case of game 1, which I haven't done. I need to go back and do it. 14-hour stream? You want me to block out an entire day where I would have to stream and also, you know, take breaks? Not including breaks. This doesn't include breaks, so it would be about 16 hours probably. And then we get Apollo time. Yeah! We're getting there. I think I've given people plenty of time if they wanted to play the games themselves when it released, you know? If they wanted to watch me spoiler-free. But we're gonna get into that soon. I'm so excited. Anyway, I hope everything sounds okay. I've adjusted some things. I had to make some edits here and there, so hopefully nothing breaks. We'll find out if anything breaks. I almost forgot last minute during the live soon screen. I had to make edits to my stream deck because I was like, ooh, that's right. I disconnected everything. That's me, son. Do I have to adjust that or anything? No, that looks good. Anything else that I have to bring up? Nothing in particular, I think. I do plan... I know it's like been a recent trend lately for people to make silly ASMR streams, and I did tweet about one, but I actually might make recordings and also maybe just have like workday streams where you don't see what I'm working on or playing, but I'm not going to talk a lot, but you just hear my keyboard typing. Would anyone be interested in streams like that? Because I'm definitely going to make videos like that. And there's some times of the day where I'm just zoned out playing games or working and not doing anything else. I'm like, I could stream this. I don't know who'd be interested, but I could stream that. We don't have the card on this side. Yeah, I fixed that. ASMR son, yeah. I would have like a cute little ASMR screen. ASMR. La, thank you so much for the stream streak. Why do they have to name it that? That's so hard to say. Yeah, 14 hours Final Fantasy 14 crafting keyboard only. ASMR streams are absolutely a thing. ASMR, your roommate is up at 3 a.m. playing rhythm games, and he's not that good at rhythm games, so it's a little bit off key, but you can't hear the music anyway, so you just hear the keyboard being furiously typed at. What would that sound like? Hold on. Like, this is what my keyboard sounds like. It's like a very clicky keyboard. For this, I'm bringing the mic down. Okay, I would really have to type down on the keyboard, which is fine. I can't do that normally because the mic covers my face, the camera. That seems right. We'll fix that if that's wrong. Red switch, I bet. Lift the gap. Is it just the base of the covers? Because they're red, yeah. They were red somethings. I don't know if they had a specific name. But yeah, I like the reds because I bought these red switches specifically for Final Fantasy because I know how I play. I know that I go like, ooh, I'm like that when I'm waiting for my ability cooldown. Cherry Red MX is the common one. Maybe. I'd have to double check. Ooh, thanks for getting the lights. It's a little dark in here. Because I went into the store and there was a guy who helped me. This was already like a couple years ago because I went to like a nice fancy computer store as a little birthday gift to myself. They're on red. I don't remember. I don't know if I don't remember being specified verbally what they were. But he was like, yeah, like, what kind of thing are you looking for? I'm like, well, I would like a one that has like a little bit of give, where I can clearly feel like a bit of give to the button, where like I know I'm pressing it down, like no smooth clicks. I don't know how to describe it. Like I like to know like I can hover my finger over it and I won't accidentally press it unless I really press down, and I don't mind the clicks. So the guy was like, okay, like, how about these? And I was also like, I don't want them to be too loud, because sometimes I game with other people in a voice call, and you know, I don't want them to hear my keyboard all the time. And they're like, oh yeah, sure. So like, you stream or something? I go, no, you know, Discord. You ever heard of Discord? I like to stream to my friends on Discord. Yeah, like, so I guess kind of, yeah. Tactile, maybe. Never streamed in my life. Not once. It's a gateway. Discord streaming to your friends is the gateway to actual streaming. What is that? Streaming? Being a streamer? What does that mean? You like go jump into a river? Incognito. This was a couple years ago when I like first got this keyboard. It's already a couple years old. I gotta do like a deep clean of it, and also figure out what's up with the driver because it doesn't light up anymore. A deception check. Imagine that he called me out right then and there as a streamer. I would have perished. I would have left the store right there. You mean like peeing, right? You mean peeing? I do that. Doesn't everyone? Yeah, in the shower. Now make it weird. End the convo right there. No, because I also needed a new mouse too. I needed help with the mouse. Was this baby son streamer? This would have been like 2-3 years already. If it doesn't light up, it's not a gamer keyboard. It's just a it is. So for some reason the driver was causing an incompatibility with my mouse. So it was either I can't use my mouse or I can't use my keyboard. I opted to use my mouse. I don't know if it's because they have two different drivers. Because it's the HyperX driver. I'm calling out what my tech is right now. It's the HyperX driver, which the keyboard works fine. I just can't have it light up anymore, which is so sad because that was like the coolest part of it. I have pudding caps. They're cool. And then I have a Razer mouse, which has like a couple buttons. Even like the mouse wheel has like a couple built-in buttons to it. It's really cool. It goes left and right. Is it a cat driver? Those are typically compatible with mice or birds. I don't remember what it's called. It's been a minute. I have to do it on a day where I'm okay with hard resetting my computer, because if I load it up with the driver installed, I can't use my keyboard, so I just have to hard reset my computer then. Do you have the brightness of the keyboard all the way down? No. Like, if I had the driver installed, I couldn't type. It would stop my keyboard from typing. It's so oddly specific and annoying. I know! And I have a really cool keyboard too, because it had an application the driver was like, oh, if you press this button, it makes a ripple effect go across the lights and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool. But I had to like figure out how to turn on like microphone search. You might have bricked it. It works fine. Josh just does that. Yeah, I love my pudding keycaps. I used to like working a little bit in low light, but I can't see my keyboard because the thing is black with transparent letters. Yeah, for every key he hits, I had it set to do different things depending on what application I was running. So like Final Fantasy, I had it light up like my hotkey bars and like my 1, 2, 3, 4, so I can like quickly put my hands on my abilities and stuff like that. Or like if I had Clip Studio open, it would have like the tool keys keyed there, light up there too. It had like different lighting setups for different apps, and I don't have that anymore. I haven't had that in a while. Sometimes keyboards can try change themselves without drivers. I hate that. What did I pay? What did I pay over $100 for this keyboard for? I say it was a birthday gift, but still, if I'm gonna have a keyboard that doesn't work, what's the point? Anyway, I keep thinking to myself that I have to do it. My mouse also has problems, but I think I just need to plug it into a different USB. Hello, hi there, Trevor. Confetti, yay! We can hit a short key to change the colors, sort of like Petra's. I can. Yeah, mine definitely has that, but I had it set to automatically change if I was running an application. I would have it say, if you detect this application running, change to this setting. Whoa, thank you for your badge. Anyway, it's not like I totally bricked the keyboard. It's if the lights were on, it would stop typing. If the lights were off because I uninstalled the driver, it works like a normal keyboard. I don't know. I don't know this technology. I'm not smart enough for this. I'm just a silly fox who doodles things on the internet. Among other things that are wrong with my computer that I currently live with. It's wired or wireless? It's wired. It is a very thick cord that goes to the back of my computer. Because it's so thick, I think it has like a separate plug to power it and to register as a keyboard. I don't remember. Yeah, it's not wireless. I've worked with plenty of wireless devices. I know when to tell if it just isn't working. I used to have a laptop where the battery shorted out and I could only use the laptop if it was plugged in and charging at all times because it was constantly a 1% battery. Trust me, I understand tech at least to that much. But anyway. Hopefully, I'm hoping that it wasn't something simple. Have you tried groveling to my computer? I threatened my keyboard by smashing my other old keyboard into pieces. If it's wireless, you can override it. Not working with an open driver by plugging it in. It's not wireless, yeah. I'll tell you exactly what I have. It's a HyperX. It's a HyperX keyboard with pudding cap lights. Keys. I do that for my computer all the time. Oh, I threaten it. Gotta make an example of a bad keyboard. Yeah. I told it this is what happens. I'll do it. If this thing is like actually busted, I will snap it in half and buy a new one. You gotta pamper your electronics? Have you seen the clip of me slamming my desk and my computer tower shorting out? Got a whole new battery and everything. Turned out to be my dumbest not updating my drivers 3 years. I update my drivers. Is the thing too. I didn't blue screen the computer. That's the crazy thing. It didn't blue screen, it froze everything. So when the stream cut out, I couldn't tell that it was cut out for like a second. And the only reason I knew is because my V2 model on my OBS screen wasn't moving. That's the only reason I could tell that like I had definitely frozen my computer. But like every application was still open and running. The audio had turned into like a buzz. It was terrifying, but it happens. Computer said, all right, let's talk about this for a minute. I just gotta sit down and do it. Because every time I think about it, I'm like in the middle of doing something and I have a bunch of applications open. I don't want to close everything. I don't want to have to hard reset my computer. This is just annoying. Okay, so. What's up? What you got for me? What I'm seeing is the easiest way to fix it is to reinstall the drivers. I have. That's the thing. I figured out that it was the drivers causing the keyboard to not work because I uninstalled the keyboard driver and then I could start typing on it again. I downloaded the latest one, stopped working. I had to completely uninstall and hard reset my computer again. Every time. I did that for like 2 days straight. And it takes like 5 minutes for my computer to boot up and everything. Because I have so many applications running. And I have a lot of drivers, but none of them should conflict. It was never an issue up until like one day it just stopped working. I don't know what it is. Who knows? I don't know. I'll figure it out one day. Maybe even after today. No, I want to work on my ASMR stuff later today. I don't know. We'll see. We're starting off early. I'm going to end off early, so I'll have plenty of the evening to figure things out. But yeah, I definitely... You'll see in my trash bin has like 5 iterations of the driver. Me making like even like older versions to make sure it wasn't like a latest update issue. Get into it. How many subs for actual ASMR? Like, what do you want? I just have like a shitty $50 mic. I don't know what you expect for me to do for you. I also wouldn't be able to watch back the video. I hate like not auditory, like verbal ASMR. I'll do it as a joke sometimes, but I wouldn't be able to do it for a whole video. Ironically, I do like mouth sound ASMR. I just don't like, as soon as a word comes out of that mouth, stop. Shut it all down. I'll consider it later. I consider it. Mouth sounds? Yeah, like chewing sounds, like eating ASMRs. I like those. Like the eating and drinking ASMRs. I like those kind of odd things. For some reason, it just like really bothers me when they talk. I hate those. I like them for some reason. I can't tell why. I also like water sounds though, and I don't know if that's related. Because I love ones like you're in a bathhouse, you're getting your hair washed, you're underwater. I like ASMR, that's just people talking about things, not whispering. Just people with relaxing voices talking. I don't mind those, but I wouldn't watch them as ASMR. Like I watch podcasts and stuff. Your guest appearance at the Tony Hawk ASMR stream. Yeah. The voice was... I had to stop watching podcasts and like I wouldn't call them ASMR, but just like talking videos to like fall asleep and relax to, because if I would go to like a work meeting, a lecture, or anything like that, I would fall asleep as the person is talking. Especially someone who has a nice voice like you. Well, that's what we have Ace Attorney streams for. You get to hear me talk. Yeah. I forgot about the Tony Hawk stream, yeah. Alright, let's let me turn on the music. Continue. Turn about beginnings. We're gonna go to this screen. Making sure I spelled beginnings right. I did. Well, degenerate with my ASMR preferences. I'm not even gonna try to lie. And here's the thing. I don't have an issue with people talking in like a whispering voice. I'm not about to out myself out right here. For some reason though, if I'm seeking out, listen, Zuchi, I'm not about to out myself out right here. I totally don't have like 3 apps on my phone specifically for falling asleep to JP voice actors whispering into your ear lovingly. 7's a good number. That's a good streak right there. Thank you so much for the streak. It's just when it's in one ear. It's not that. I think it's like depending on what I'm seeking out. Like if I just want to hear people chewing on, I don't know, sea grapes. Oh, look, episode 4. How interesting. Wait, why? Why episode 4? If I want to listen to the ASMR, it has to be very specific too. But I don't like it. I don't like it when they're setting up for like some other scenario to be recorded, and they're like, "Hi, welcome to my ASMR stream. Today I'm going to be eating 5 million honeycombs. Thank you so much. Like, comment, and subscribe." You know, like I don't like that. I don't know if you could hear any of what I just did there. I think T-Dubs is trying to give you an out. Oh, look, it's episode 4. Oh, you did? Okay, cool. That's your ASMR for the year. $500, please. I'll do like sillier things. I don't know. I'm gonna clip it for free. I did give that to you for free. Correct bird. Attorney at law. Hi, Han. I gotta read this because I can't pause these. Shut up! Come closer, and I'll kill her! I have to microphone a little further away. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Bang! I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Terry Falls. Kidnapping, murder. Sentence? Death penalty. After escaping, Falls met with and murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Six years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial. This is 1 year before the first case of this game. A ramble about like hyperfixations. I feel like that's just a normal chatting stream, except I like to have a little bit of music in the background for that. I was inspired by the silly ASMRs that have been coming about recently, which is why I want to do like your Fox in the Room is playing raids in Final Fantasy XIV, but trying not to wake you up. But he's like really bad because the healer is a sprout. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. I never should have accepted this case. Eh? Ah! Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing. I swear, I didn't kill nobody. Terry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now, prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry, I told a little lie. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it. I didn't kill her. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped when the police wagon, from the police wagon when it crashed. And about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. That much is true. He did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her! She was alive when I left. She was alive! It's true! I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Ha! Ha! Imagine son as Umaradoma when gaming? Sorry, I don't know what that is. You're not gonna figure out the truth just by staring at the guy. What a familiar-looking, handsome fella this is. How's his teeth so perfect when he'd be munching on the ball of iron? You gotta keep him healthy, like a hamster. Sorry, I don't know. Why are you here? I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big, scary lion's den. I'll post it in the Discord. Maybe I'll know it. I just don't know them by name, I guess. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where's Mr. Grossberg? Huh, that old man's probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. Calling the prisoner a fucking hamster. Also, I love this case. It's a good case. It's a good case. It's a short case, but it's a good one. I didn't say... So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices is here for me? No. You've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine, an escaped death row convict for first client. Yeah, thanks. Sure wish I can get out of it, though. Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since the beginning of his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple, childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. We're gonna go up against, you know, a newbie lawyer, just like us. Isn't that great? It's gonna be such an easy case. Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falls. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers? Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. Look at him! Look at this little baby man! Do we have his profile yet? We don't. But he's probably... like 19, 20 here? Sounds about right. You're the new prosecutor everyone's talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. 20. Okay, so he's 20. Maybe 21 here. At 20, Your Honor? I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia. You can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Yeah, easy. Just have two brand new lawyers on both sides handling the case for a death row convict. Sure, that's easy. Oh my god, the judge? What's up? This is a different judge, by the way. This isn't our normal judge. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death? Got it, kitten. I don't like that he keeps calling me a kitten, but I guess that's really just his personality. I didn't like the Abraham beard. He's still around. This lawyer, not lawyer, this judge is still, like, presiding over cases in the current time. Daddy Armando? Discord Daddy Armando. Getting voice chat 3, kitten. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. Sorry, kitten, this coffee is too bitter. You're timed out and from voice chat. He's so baby. Look at this baby. Look at him. Doesn't know how to dress himself. He's so warm. I bet you he is sweating underneath that suit. Also, how old is oh, we don't know how old Mia is. Oh, we have Edgeworth. Today is his court debut. It's also our debut. Look at him. Look at that baby face. His mom picked his outfit. Don't make fun of him. His mom did not pick out his outfit. I can guarantee you that. At this point in time, Edgeworth is currently being mentored by Prosecutor Von Karma, who adopted him essentially after his father was killed in the DL6 incident. The, what, like 15 years ago? It would be like... This is 6 years ago from the current time. It's just 3 years after the DL6 incident. I'm trying to do, like, reverse math. So this is, like, 12 years ago? Edgeworth's dad died? Roughly? The franchise takes place in Japan, where 90% of lawyers are under the age of 30. And younger. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. Is this what a 20-year-old looks like from an outsider's perspective? Edgeworth just has gray hair. He's always had gray hair, is the thing. But he looks older because of it. Armando's so cool. Wish he had shown up earlier in the game. Yeah. But this is what we get. It's a little fan service right there. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There's no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what we finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. Look at that baby face. Look at him. He doesn't even have, like, the full scowl yet. There's still, like, light in his eyes. Look at his little baby face. He's not, like, actually angry yet. He's just kind of, like, a little bit smug. A witness's testimony. Softworth. The testimony of a detective, Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. It's still a little edgy, though, just a little bit pointy. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Falls throwing this young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in there are never recovered. So, Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be... Exactly, the victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Aha, I see. Oh no, that's a motive. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes. It looks like he should be wearing a powdered wig as well. Yeah, I could see that. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty. Oh, wait a minute. That's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I care for your word of choice or your tone of voice. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Young people? Edgeworth, you're 20! Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite! Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I called the detective who was in charge of the... I called the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Detective. A detective! Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe. Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of this case, sir. I finally got promoted to a detective division half a year ago. He got a promotion! He looks no younger. When you're at a certain age, you don't need to be depicted as any older or younger. It's only like, what, 6 years in a gap. Bard, thank you so much for the updated autopsy report. Son, that's me. Hi, Bard. I keep wanting to check the profiles. Yeah, Gumshoe is 26, and he's only in his 30s in the main series. So, you wouldn't change that much. Hi. Actually, Gumshoe is roughly my age here. A little younger, but still. This would be... This is 6 years ago. This is like 2013 then, I believe? 2012, 2013. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am. You got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous. Oh god, that made me feel old. Excuse me? No, seriously, my heart. It's aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up in contempt so I'll write you up in contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Don't flirt in the courtroom. Not the first time, not the last time it's gonna happen. Okay, I got it. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir. Right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran of the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much was already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir. I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. A little broken up over there, huh? And the river that runs under the Eagle River. 5 yards. Only 5 yards? Wait, that's like 15 feet. The victim and the defendant met here, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at the police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. Dusky Bridge map added to the court record. Was the victim's blood found in the bridge? Victim's Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne was wearing a thick coat, sir. Fortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there's no blood in the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor? If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I were some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. He's so cocky, yeah. He's a fresh 20-year-old, first day on the job, raised by a narcissist, you know, as one is. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me, and get ready. What's with that is there tea in that cup, Armando? On the day of the incident... Yeah, I don't like the kitten nickname. I feel like it would have been fine, like, a couple years ago, but it's become, like, such a commonly used phrase, nickname now. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into this car and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at the police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Armando, I don't like coffee. You gotta be kidding me. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, will the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination, coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kitten. You keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. Also, it is coffee in the cup. Just one cup, though. He's sipping on it. He's not chugging it like it before. And I'll hydrate myself. I'm gonna fill up my sun-issued water bottle. I'm also drinking out of my water bottle. Yeah, one coffee. This is one coffee for the day. I still gotta buy a sun mug. I have other merch now. I got a whole line of new merch. I got a sun water bottle. Kinda snazzy. Among other things. Exclamation point merch if you want to see it. That's true. Do we want to count it? We're not exactly accurate on the count anyway. Yeah, what are you talking about? This is Armando. I don't know what you mean. I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. Courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right? Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean, the defendant, the witness. Everyone's a beginner in here. Ha, you got me there. Maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you got, kitten. I thought the corruption... I haven't made it yet. That's a later time when I'm not booked up for a full week of streaming. Okay, Mia, stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all night. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. You know, very fair. Next week I'm also gonna be quite busy throughout the week, but I'm gonna try to do things throughout the weekend too. Plus all the other work, yeah. It's for when I'm next planning a merch working day, the corruption merch will be next on the queue, if that makes sense. Alright. This unknown person. You have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne is the defendant, Terry Falls. What? The defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Falls. A note? Yeah, a top-secret memo that she left on her desk. Sorry for stepping on your toes. No, that's alright. Listen, if it's something that I don't want to talk about, I'll mention it. If anything ever bothers me, I'll bring it up in some way or another. No worries, okay? But I do get very busy and backed up with work, so sometimes I apologize if it seems that I seem a bit behind the things that I promise. Victim's note added to the court record. Confidential police materials written by the victim. According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls. I love how Phoenix Wright case is like, this case looks pretty bad for you. Let's make it worse. Worse even. Yeah. They want to set you up for, oh, this is bad, but you could turn it around. Just kidding, you can't. Whose bright idea was to keep it, whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. It's that detective's fault. He's the one who said unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said that way because the prosecutor told me to. Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Yeah, his cute little baby face. Little baby man face. Look at he has beautiful eyelashes, by the way. They gave this remaster, like, the most pretty eyelashes they could possibly have given him. I'm also realizing, the top of the frame actually doesn't match. Not that it mattered really before, but I would like it to. Let me very briefly inch this down. Because there's nothing at the bottom, but I want the top. You see a bit more of his head there. He's too tall. Sergeant Hawthorne went to the Dusky Bridge and designated time to meet with Mr. Falls. Astrid was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Why? Mr. Falls had a car then. Well, the bridge was way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. Guy sure, is this guy sure how he feels about anything? Ooh. Sir Mojo!
A raid from Sir Mojo with 5 viewers. Welcome, Raiders. Your arrival brings a touch of magic to our foxy den. Let's weave some enchanting memories together in our cozy stream.
Welcome in, welcome in! Hello there! How was Dragon's Dogma? Did you guys have fun? Is that Malamart? Yeah, that's my raid music. Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Sun, your local Fox Boy lawyer extraordinaire. We're playing a case from 6 years in the past of Ace Attorney. Of a murderer. Death row murderer. Yes. Pretty good. Rescued a goth waifu. Ooh, let's go. Reports say he also bought gold for MMORPGs against the terms of service. Gold buyers. I don't know how I feel about gold buyers. That's how it be. Look at our Edgeworth. So young. Is this the same sprite, actually? No, they had to have redrawn it. I think it's a little different. I'll have to check. Back when he could still see. But welcome in. You know, sit back, relax, enjoy the case. If you don't like spoilers, you're free to hop out. If you need to take care of yourselves, have a drink, have a snack. Go take a pee, take a nap, whatever you need to do. Yeah. Lurk, get food. Hope the case goes well. Thank you so much for dropping off your community here. You go take care of yourself, and thank you so much for coming in. Hi, Helicard. This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Dead body? Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back, nice and firm. Condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange, do you? Anyway. I don't know. Do we have anything strange? Let's see. Blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m. Victims note. February 14th! Valentine's Day! Oh, that's right, this took place, last week. False. 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. The whole truth must come out. Huh. A white scarf, huh? Witness! What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye? I'm sorry. I totally forgot what I was gonna say. This is the first time I've ever actually had to address someone like that. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee candy? I do like coffee candy. It is pretty good. Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Come on, Mia. Shake it off. You're a lawyer. Detective. Yes, ma'am. This photo. You said there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. The note? It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten that what the victim looked like. Thus, this special request. I have one very simple question for you, Detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. The caller told her where to identify herself, so I'd expect she just did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. scarf you're searching for so desperately. You were searching so desperately for. Is it this one, perhaps? I mean, it's not a white scarf. Ah! Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct an investigation on my own. You can't do that, Edgeworth. That's not allowed. You tampered with evidence. That's literally what we get yelled at for doing in the main game. Why? Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. You can't do that, Edgeworth. That's illegal. You're tampering with the crime scene. It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has flair. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It looks like it's spent some time in the mud. Edgeworth, please. Sometimes I wonder if this is actually allowed in Japanese court. I don't know enough about actual Japanese law to say, but probably not. I'd say that tampering with evidence of a crime scene before the police can conduct their investigation is not legal. You know? Not surprising. It was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth. He was intentionally hiding the scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Scarf added to the court record. Now, if the attorney for defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with my testimony. The testimony. That is all right with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck. But he's already wearing an ascot. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Further, we shall show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Everything is moving at his whim. Don't forget, kitten. There's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? For a genius, he sure does like tampering with evidence. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim from down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo, really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It's about a 40-foot drop from the bridge down to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha, a potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Seems to be taken by the witness. Photo added to the court record. As you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear that at this point, what happened on that bridge. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. This judge seems a little more alert. Just slightly. Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. Not again. That's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, What do you mean, just a little bit. see. Anyway, actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling the day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on her stomach. I remember that happening to I remember that happening once myself. It was really, really brutal. Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed? Or were you the one getting pushed? Or does that mean you pushed someone down like that once? With his mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal, I wonder if he's Canadian? Wait, how do you pronounce brutal in a Canadian accent? Is that why he keeps saying A? I forgot that they made this judge Canadian. I don't know if I can do a Canadian accent. A boot? A? Brutal? How's that different than saying it normally? Brutal. I'll figure it out. Huh. Save your nasty look for the right person. Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. The court record seems to have wet itself. Man, thank you so much for presenting your badge. Hey, watch where you spill your coffee. Court record, huh? Oh, I meant to go back. Really still believe him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean? Of course I do. The little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. What you believe in is the truth. That means that somewhere hidden in that testimony is a contradiction. As court record wet itself, it's him spilling coffee on the court record. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. That's your chance. I meant to... The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Stabbed with a knife in the back. Died from blood loss. But how did he get behind her? That wasn't the piece of evidence. I know that that's what I have to point out. I thought that was it. Take this penalty. Okay. Yeah, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Wait. I guess that photo really means nothing. I mean, I don't have anything else that really... Is it because of how muddy the scarf is? Right? Oh, she's dry. That's what it is. So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. This is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. I just realized that no one in this universe owns a color camera. That's more work that the artists have to do. There are color photos, is the thing. There's like color printers and color photos. But all of the ones that are presented in court are black and white, I guess. I I guess that kind of makes it easier in court, right? At least in the game aspect of it, where if you had a color photo, you don't know where to focus on. You know, like, oh, is it because this is this color, or this is that color? If everything's black and white, it's a little easier to point out what the focus should be. You read this. Considering the conditions of the scene of the crime, something isn't right. God, I can't stop staring at baby Edgeworth's beautiful eyes. But by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. Yeah, what about this photo doesn't fit the conditions? It's the jacket. It's dry. Naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat? As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it. About it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. And the victim really had fallen on her stomach on top of the bridge. And then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. That's exactly right. I would have pointed at the hair personally. Hair doesn't keep its shape when it's wet. I guess, here's the thing though, she was wearing a hat in the photo, so it's not that strange if it was dry the whole time. Yeah, even if it was drizzling, she was wearing a hat in the other photo. That's exactly right. The other day, I fell in a muddy street, and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. Playoff beard? I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of a muddy street, your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, not muddy. It was going to a hockey match. Why did they make him Canadian? Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge, huh? A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Here's the evidence that proves that the surface of the bridge was muddy. Thank you, Edgeworth. The evidence is this scarf. Ah. It should be obvious. If the scarf fell into the bridge and got this muddy, it means the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No, I can't be Edgeworth! I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Edgeworth, you are meeting this woman for the first time. You cannot call her a bimbo. Respect deducted. Listen, he is young, cocky, being raised by a narcissist for, like, what, 12 years at this point? He doesn't know any better. Can we time out Edgeworth in chat? Yeah. How old is Edgeworth? He's 20, and this is 13. Were the kids saying bimbo back in that day? I know the word was around. It wasn't like an unknown term. Bury this cocky bastard in badges. Hey, same to you, buddy. Yeah, we call Edgeworth a bimbo. Don't stand. I have to stop this habit of slamming my desk when I'm excited or angry. I wasn't? Did I miss something? I'm sorry. Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit it appears there to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at the explanation, let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? I need like a side-by-side of his baby face. Oh, you said, were people saying bimbo back then? And I said I wasn't. Well, not that, like, people saying it as a common phrase, but, like, people knew what that word was. Like, it's an old word. Alright. It's not really like he's giving me a choice here. You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando! No matter what he says, the contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and try to think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence. It's one of those three. You can cut the sexual tension in the courtroom with a knife. The sexual tension is so thick that you can just scoop it up with a mug of coffee. I just like the ancient history courtroom, and everyone's just like, "Oh, you're a lady, huh?" I think it's not necessarily that. I think it's just the combination of Edgeworth, who just does not respect women, and Diego Armando, who I think likes them a little bit too much. Yeah, it's not the ancient history courtroom. We have a combination of those two in the same room. Have we ever seen Edgeworth interact with a girl aside from, like, the witnesses and Maya? Francisca, but she was kind of like a sister to him. No. Not in like a way where we see that Edgeworth actually likes her. I think every case of a woman being a witness in the courtroom with Edgeworth proceeding over it, there's been some sort of animosity. At least what I can recall. What you said just now. I'm not sure I like that. Are they implying that "I'm not sure I like that" is also like a Canadian phrase? That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was that coffee aficionado over there that said it. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence to court. But we won't let him. Let's expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes. The false evidence in the case is the... I've already forgotten. What was our options? The witness's photo, the body in the trunk, the false testimony. Well, the body in the trunk is kind of solid evidence. And the photo... I mean, it doesn't look staged or anything like that, so it has to be the testimony. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah. That's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. Heh. It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was truly a decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy Wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense's request cross-examination to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We're prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness? What is your name and occupation? Everyone is so silent that I can hear the hearts going pitter-patter. It's her! It's her! The eyewitness from the very first case that we, got a guilty verdict for, what exactly did we, get her the guilty verdict for? It was, poisoning. It was for poisoning, 2 people? Murder of the guy Phoenix spoke to, yeah. But also another case. And this would be the case from 1 year ago, and the reason she was in the courtroom. Oh. When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double and double, as a double-double and a dozen donut holes. A double-double. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. Hey, not so fast. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You're a true gentleman. Miss Faye, you can learn a lot from this man. He's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear? This is my first time. I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? An In-N-Out double-double, maybe? Or something like that. My name is Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You were in the scene when you were on the scene when an unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took the photo? Is that accurate? Ah! How can you be so mean? Now see here, what are you doing shoving like that in her face like that? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. Uh-oh. I don't like the turn that this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be... Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Faye. I see. So you are... Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then, I noticed there were 2 people standing up at the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police. So scary. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map should be of help here. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. Took the photo from that location, eh? I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. It's a pink camera. Oh, what a cute camera, just like its owner. Melissa Foster took the witness's photo with this, a small but powerful tool. Alright then, Miss Faye, time for your cross-examination. And I warn you, make the witness cry again and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. We totally won't make her cry. I promise. Chat updated. Got scared there. My camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Notice there were 2 people standing up on the suspension bridge. I can hydrate. Suddenly just start fighting. They just started going at it. That's when I heard and took a photo that showed the crucial moment. Yeah? Yeah? A really important crucial moment? Like, say, the stabbing? Yeah? Witness, when you said that you took the photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo is that 2 people are facing each other. You testified that you saw the 2 of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see... The photograph we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. Oh. My apologies, young lady. But Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean. You ran out of film? This photo was the last one. What? Unfortunately, that's the truth. I personally examined all the photographs she took that day. All the other photos are of the witness herself playing among the wildflowers. The witness herself? Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a time-built feature into it. So you took the photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no details. Seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all. Oh wait, just a minute. Well, she had no film left. She couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps you can tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident you took with your very own eyes. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk. It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. I noticed there were 2 people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. The victim turned around and tried to run away, but... she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. It's probably not this, but this is important. The victim turned around and tried to run away. That's kind of hard to do. Considering the bridge is broken behind them. And otherwise Terry would have been on the left side, right? Witness, your testimony is a joke. What? But I just... Miss Faye, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. There were two contradictions? It's simple. Take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, two of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then, she would have hit a dead end. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have ran even 5. Using yards as the unit of measurement instead of meters is wild. Because dusty bridges collapsed on that side. What? Oh, what does this all mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. Oh, that's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court? Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. They couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying? I'm saying that even though the bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that we can't prove the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous! You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. That guy is good. Huh? What do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. What? That coward. Yeah, call him out, Mia. Well, Miss Faye, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No. It wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all, what is it the witness actually saw? Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Running from the crime. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that's the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Witnessing such violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up. He accepts this testimony as it is. We're finished. Don't say that. Oh well. Maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. Make a really good mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet. That's what I like to hear. Alright, Miss Faye, your cross-examination, if you please. The contradiction is starting to get, is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. We got this. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. He carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself? Yes. Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it will be difficult. Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Even if it is possible for him to have carried a dead body, is it even possible for him to have carried a dead body in a bridge like that? Well, the matter of the fact is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly. Wow. Why did he get so emotional all of a sudden? Miss Faye, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. I mean, he could. I suppose that's the only way he could have made the body stayed hidden. Is that? I mean, there's plenty of trees around. Actually, how did he even know about the car? Right? How did he know that there was a car there? A killer not wanting his victim to be found. I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, the Eel River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. Ah. In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at the same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body into the water. Ooh. She's got you there. Order, order, order! I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye. But I must admit, it does seem odd to not have thrown the body into the river. Oh. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? How sad. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what that witness saw. Quite true. Miss Faye, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all. But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous. Surely you can't deny that. The body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witnesses told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us what you saw. Tell us only about what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. What was he talking about? All right, I'll do my best. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in her arms. And then he carried her over to the car. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. That's an odd... what did the man do then? Well, naturally, he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police. That's when you called the police? You sure that you're sure that's what you saw all with your own eyes? You sure saw all that with your own eyes? Yes, I'm 100% certain. The killer broke into the trunk of the car and hid the body there. I guess so. I didn't mean to present it. I didn't mean to present it. God damn it. Our lawyer health! Present. Present. I was trying to hit back, but... maybe there is something here. Okay. I'm trying to move my chair inside and stop picking up on the mic. Actually, you can see the cliff on the side here. Hot dog bong water for 20. Thank you so much for giving me your first. Well, Miss Foster, it seems like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye? The killer broke into the trunk of the car, a stolen car, and hid the body there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes, and? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place he claimed to have taken the photo from that day is here. You see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rocks is directly in the way. Ah! That's right, Miss Foster. From where you're standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. Ah! I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not that high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is referred to is really more like a cliff. Ah. Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but you still claim to have been able to see the killer's car. No! Order! Order in the court! What is the meaning of this ballyhoo? Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported in the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate the witness is very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it. But she was repeatedly warned before stating her testimony, that she was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Oh. Mr. Judge? What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that. Miss Faye, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. No one? Not even you, Edgeworth? Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, to forgive is divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? That's not fair! In court? Save the tears for later, kitten. Mr. Armando. Don't look back until the trial's over. Now's the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair! Okay, kitten. You need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Aha. Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. Well, witness? Well, I'm certain he broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain there were scratch marks from when he broke into it. What? Let me see that photo. It's true, there's certainly scratch marks around the keyhole. Also, that is an insane mark to leave in the car to break into the lock of it. Like, what happened there? It's obvious this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Faye, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. what she just said, is there a contradiction in there somewhere? I'll buy it. I don't think it works. I don't think it works like that. Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers. But even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get the chance to see those scratches? Finally got her. I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fey explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was... she happened to be passing by. She put the corpse in herself. She is the owner of the car. I think she knows what happened, because she put the corpse in there. There's only one way the witness had the chance to see those scratches. Yes, what is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. Also, that is a wild jump in logic, Mia. But it is the only explanation that makes sense. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of the car was... Melissa Foster. It was you who did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison car. He's the one who did that. I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one who put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There's no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Which means the key would still be, have been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we would never have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk. No! Preposterous to even suggest the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. We'd already know that at the time she was taking photographs. Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so sure about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think so deeply about it. What I'm saying is, the shutter may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Let's take another look at this camera, and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had bought this camera just to take this picture. What are you trying to say then, Miss Fey? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly, she was not in the field. But the defense, please explain further. Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. When Melissa Foster, where was Melissa Foster during the incident? This is where the camera was set up. This is where Terry was. Naturally, the witness is right here. But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Order, order, order! Miss Fey, what on earth? Your Honor, if I may. Gasp! After parting with the victim by the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim. Murmur, murmur. How asinine. Of course Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? It's the only possible explanation. The only woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining on Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the one whose testimony helped him get convicted. But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? Got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification. Namely, this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing the scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? No! Oh, she collapsed. Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Oh, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are to both wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well. This court is in recess. Recess time. Recess time. This is a wild case. This is also, reminder, Phoenix is reading the transcript from this case file, basically. This is Phoenix experiencing this flashback right now. February 16th, 1:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Mr. Falls, Hey, I'm sorry. I want to say thanks. You're real good. You really hooked me up. Thanks. We're almost there. Once I prove that she committed the crime. Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we've got to get past. Obstacle? Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway? Motive, huh? Anyway, we're still badly in need of information. Information, right. What we need most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is she's a student studying literature. And one more thing. What is it? Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. The kidnapping murder case of that zebra boy is on the death row for. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. Mr. Falls, in that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago. Okay, I trust you. That day, 5 years ago, I dream of it every day. This picture, it reminds me everything. Bridge looks same, just like then, 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart any minute. It's been broken like that for at least 5 years. Sorry, buddy, but you sound like you sound like the one that could fall apart any minute. It's true, I did kidnap her. 5 years ago, I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne. Your girlfriend? Huh? Hey, hold on there. Did you just say Hawthorne? The victim's last name. Dahlia Hawthorne. Valerie's little sister. What? Are you serious? Girl, let her go. Shut up. Come closer, and I kill her. Sorry, but you're not gonna get that chance. The chance. The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. At first, I thought shooting someone for kidnapping was crossing the line, but if it was to protect her little sister, I could understand why she did it. Wrong! No, protect sister. Valerie betrayed me. Betray us. What do you mean she betrayed you? Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping, too. A make-believe kidnapping? Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my teen angel. Did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas. I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says. Anything Dahlia says? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too. Valerie was in on it? Dahlia's family rich. Jewelry business. We get one jewel. That's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note we sent to Dad, her dad. Ask for $2 million diamond. Tell him make exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie make transfer, cause she knew detective. Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright. In the end, you were planning on splitting the $2 million 3 ways, huh? Yeah, but that woman... That one, Valerie, she do it for real. She shoot me for real. Me and Dahlia. I was shot in arm. Dahlia, she jump in river. Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you? I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out. Wake up with police all over. That's when they decided to give you the death sentence. I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me. All a setup. That man, Terry Falls, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below. These 5 years, all I wonder is, why? 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 Why did she lie? That's all I want to know. That's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself. Yes, but I forget what she looked like, so I tell her to wear a scarf. I don't want to hurt her. Just ask why. Why? Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just wanted to hear the answer come out of her mouth, come from her mouth, that's all. That's why. That's why you made a crazy escape like that. Just one thing, Zebra Boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls. Where is it? Huh? Where's what? Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it? I don't know. Uh-huh. You don't know? No, really, I don't know. It's gone. With Dahlia. With Dahlia? That day, on the bridge. Dahlia put it in backpack. Now gone, with Dahlia. Gone forever. Into Eagle River. $2 million. Also, that doesn't look like a diamond. It was more like a ruby. It disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute. You can come back now. We're ready to go. Mr. Falls, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne? Never found her. My sweet Dahlia. They never found her. Swallowed by river. Gone. Dahlia. My teen angel. Teen angel? How old was she anyway? Just 14. 14? Guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds. Plans a fake kidnapping and disappears to the river with a rock worth $2 million. Man, oh man. Angels these days. Wait, isn't she like 25? This would have been 5 years ago. So, like, today she would be 19, 20. This was the case that happened 5 years ago. No, Terry? Oh, is he? He's 25, yeah. So he would have been 20 at the time. Falls takes the fall and gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel? Or is she really a... It's time, kitten. Looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeve now. You bet. This doesn't look like a diamond. You know, it looks like a ruby. And I can tell you because I know that emeralds and rubies, which, fun fact, emeralds and rubies are actually kind of the same rock. They're just different colors of the same rock. But they grow like that. They grow in like a hexagon conical shape. Basically a tube out of the ground. That's what they look like. Why do they call it a diamond? Why do they get red? Training wheels come off now, Mia. You gotta strike while the iron is hot. That's one of my rules. Remember it. February 16th, 1:49 p.m. Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falls. Capcom CEO, it's me. Yeah, he's streaming right now. He knows too much. Take the shot. I'm gonna get sniped by Capcom for nitpicking the color choice and name choice of a gem. In the third game of this series. I don't know. Maybe that's just what diamonds look like back in 2013. You know? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the problem. Witness, are you feeling better? Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best. You're a brave young lady. I cut off the butterflies coming in. I'm sorry, butterflies. Not this again. I understand the defense, I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get our client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is... What are you talking about? My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman? It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer. Her motive, huh? I figure that's what I had to establish next. Well, Miss Faye, do you have any evidence for a motive? Yes, of course, I think. You're still acting as tame as a kitten. Mr. Armando? Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Phoenix gets his motto. A lawyer smiles no matter how hard it gets. From Mia. Him! She got it from him! Armando always smiles. Except when he's like, you know, not, but still. Smiling on the outside, but your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a pro. Maybe so, but I wish you would quit grinning at me like that. Excuse me, may I speak, Mr. Judge? And I bet he got it from Edgeworth. Edgeworth's gonna get it from Phoenix, I think. Of course. Mr. Judge is ready anytime you'd like. I'd like to say something. People here are suspicious of me, right? That's why. I at least want you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true. I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady. Looks like this witness is a real professional. What do you mean? Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, click, she lights right up. Ooh, I hate this girl so much. I hate her so much. Why? This is, what's her name? Melissa Foster. This is Melissa Foster. She's just a 19-year-old college student. I had a burger for breakfast. Yeah. In the spirit of, Phoenix Wright. Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say. Melissa Foster's history. I was out of the country until a year before last. Until I entered college, I had never been to Eagle Mountain before. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing an officer who testified against you 5 years ago. Or kidnapping a poor girl. I think that the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster. Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder. Indeed. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile. You bet. Explodes out of the death row image? No! No, Strider, Terry's innocent. Hello, all you beautiful people. Hello, hello. Somehow, I have to tie I have to tie her to this case. I was out of the country until the year before last. When I entered college, I had never been to Eagle Mountain before. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing an officer who testified against you 5 years ago. That's so specific. A grudge? Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death. Yes, and that's precisely why he'd harbor such a deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt. Well, Terry isn't in death row. You don't go there unless you're... He was on death row. And he escaped from death row. Which is why he's on trial right now. He was convicted of kidnapping and murder. And theft. My client here has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges. Seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, he forgot the poor policewoman as well. What do you mean by that? Your client. He forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget her testimony as well. Well, she's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful. You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What do you mean by that? Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right? Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification. Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me. That's true. He's clearly a bitter man. This is bad. Mr. Falls' reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best not to poke too deep. What should I do with that last statement? Add it in. Your Honor, what the witness has said right now is tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony. Prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer and mentally unbalanced one at that. The testimony only helps to further prove that point. No, that's not why I forgot what the young judge looked like. This isn't the same judge. This is a different judge from Canada. The judge that we have and this judge are two separate characters. Every time his attorney asks me if I wanted to do something, pretty much just always say yes. I feel too pressured. Sometimes that's not the right move to make. Sometimes it does, like, bamboozle you. And be like, ooh, you think everything's important? No, you gotta pay attention. Enough. Witness, if you would. My pleasure, Mr. Judge. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. Phoenix. Can I piss later or piss now? Okay, make your choice. Piss now? Who knows? Maybe. How did you know it had to be a white scarf? Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. I know it's in black and white, but still. It's hard to see in the photo. But look at the scarf the victim wore as identification. Are you talking about the scarf right here, eh? Yes, that's it. The scarf the policeman was wearing. Policewoman. Got her now. Just don't mess up. Well, that's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. White? This is the scarf you identified as belonged to the victim. But it certainly doesn't look white to me. Oh. The jack keeps crashing? It'll do that. Well, it was foggy that day, and it was raining as well. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white. Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this is the victim's scarf. Yes, but what's the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but there's only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason why the witness thought the scarf was white was... Witness, have you ever seen this note? No, no, never. It's top secret evidence. There's no reason that you would have. I wonder about that. Well, what do you mean? This note shows that Mr. Falls' instructions to the victim regarding their meaning. It says, wear a white scarf for identification. White scarf. Ah. Witness, you knew what this note said. And it's because you knew that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Miss Foster? No! Order, order, order! Mr. Edgeworth! I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note, wasn't leaked to the public. And yet, the witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one. The person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person. Did you say one more person? That's right. A person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten? Well, kittens, did we figure it out yet? The third person knew the third person that knew the contents of the note was... One more person. And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before. Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There's your name, right there. What's this? So who's this person, this Dahlia Hawthorne? Yeah, right at the bottom, the note said, tell Dahlia. Miss Faye must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life. The dead? Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago. Killed in a crime? You don't mean... Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls. You said she was killed, but was she really? What are you implying? Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off the Dusky Bridge and was lost to the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found. She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead. But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were alive, she would be 19 now. Melissa Foster, I believe that's the same age that you are. Even you couldn't. Miss Faye, you're not saying. But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. What a timing for the ad. This girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Big mystery solved. What? Nice work. It's like tossing a grenade into a it's like tossing a grenade into a 5-alarm fire. But unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist. I understand. I can expose her true nature. I can turn this whole case on its head. What the fuck's a 3-alarm fire? An alarm that's worth more than 1 or 2 alarms, that's what. That's how big the fire is. Now's my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm. Witness, just who are you anyway? It's like a 5 or 7 alarm chili. Yeah, but 3. They didn't invent 5 alarms until modern age. Not till like at least 2016. I didn't think you would come to this. Oh, that's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness. Yes, I understand. What? Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself! Your Honor, I have an admission to make. Honestly, I never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far. You don't mean... Yes. The prosecutor's office isn't full of fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct a full background checks on all our witnesses. What did he say? Looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go. No way! But then why? If he hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to... the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. But I thought she died 5 years ago. We thought so as well. But, well, as you can see. Why? Why did she hide our Edgeworth, you can't do that. Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years? That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime. Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute! For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder. Really, Miss Faye, I must say, your strategy here is painfully obvious. Also, I don't know if anyone hasn't noticed yet, but this little pose and like the wink that he does, like that tut-tut-tut, that is the exact animation that Von Karma used to do. That was his exact animation sprite. You're trying to pin your client's crime with the innocent witness in order to win. 1 alarm is like small, rather unimportant. 2 is like watch carefully. 3 alarm is when it starts to get serious, like a house is caught on fire. 4 alarm means 3 is spreading. 5 means wildfire. Yeah. The more alarms, the more serious. At any cost. How dare you? Please let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious. Her big sister. Miss Faye must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her. It's just me or Edgeworth is wearing a different outfit than he normally does. This is 6 years in the past. So this is Edgeworth's first case as a prosecutor. So this is his debut outfit. This is what he used to wear back in the day. It's extremely reminiscent of Von Karma, who's his current teacher and caretaker. I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Faye, do you have any evidence to back your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister? Well, you see... I thought I was winning. But he somehow turned it around on me. I prefer his current outfit. I prefer his future outfit, if I'm gonna be honest. I think you did a little push in the right direction, kitten. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim. You guys gonna do that to me, Armando? That wasn't me. It was this guy, this crazy coffee addict. I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. What makes you think you're empty, boy? What makes you think they're empty, boy? Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets. I am sweating bullets. You think you're in a tough spot, huh? Of course, aren't I? No. You just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. What's his future outfit? We'll see, we'll see. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you. Up to me. The rashness of youth, how charming. This is coming from someone that's younger than me. Now then, let's not waste any more time. Miss Faye? What motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne? What do we have? Don't present it yet. Check. Read it. Read it. I think it's this. Might be. The story... The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, "Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. The whole truth must come out." Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal the world this whole truth. Whole truth? There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently. Terrific story, Miss Faye. If you like fiction, that is. Stuff that just looks a bit overdone. It's influenced by his mentor, who kind of has like a whole grasp on his life right now. Even like his animation right there is based on Von Karma. He's a baby. He's only 20 years old. Enlighten the court, Miss Faye. What was the secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all. Oh yes, I know the secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request a further testimony. What testimony? Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe it'll explain a lot of things. Amano looks like Godot. Isn't that kind of a weird thing? I mean, they could have been a bit more creative with the character designs, I think. The golden bit, and there's a simpler meaning to the alarms. Is it how many alarms go off when there's a big fire in a building? Such is the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters. How many trucks? Ah. Then with all due respect, what are you talking about? They look nothing alike. Godot's hair, I mean like the pinstripe suit vest. You know, you don't really see a lot of characters with similar outfits in this series. Very well. I'll grant your request for the further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us for once more, my little maple leaf? They're really pushing the guy. This guy's from Canada. He goes, A, and he eats donut holes and maple leaves. I don't see it. I'll point it out next time we see a front sprite of him, you know? Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge. Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia? This will be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles. Yeah, Tim Hortons for the first time last week. We have Tim Hortons in the US now. I'd like to try it more. I don't have it enough to have an opinion yet. They're really trying to make it the most Canadian looking place ever. So many people. Really? 5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. That is a diamond, by the way. I'm just saying it looks way more like a ruby. Just in like the shape of how it grows. But again, I don't know gems enough. I know enough to say that emeralds and rubies are just the same rock. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life. It's an impure diamond, but a diamond. A lot of rocks tend to overlap, I guess. But again, why would they call it a diamond? They couldn't have made it like white. I'm sure it'd have been like way higher concept to just call it a normal diamond. Diamonds can be red, but it's very rare. It's a blood diamond. That's not why they're called blood diamonds. Have you ever heard of the Musaif red diamond? It's worth $20 million. This one's only worth $2 million, so it can't be that. It can't be that rock. The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left Hawthorne family and started all over again. We're here to believe, and we're to believe that after that, she murdered her sister? Preposterous. It's a smaller rock, clearly. I don't know how big this other red diamond is. We don't even know how big this rock is. Look at this thing. We don't know how big or small it is. It could be like the size of my pinky. Or my fist. I don't know. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Faye, we know it's uncut. That's it. Yes, we do. It's 200 pixels wide. Use your eyes, son. Jeez. Sorry, I have glasses. I don't have 20/20 pixel perfect vision. Miss Faye? Yes, Your Honor. As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. It's also uncut, which lowers the price as well. I was gonna make a joke. I'm not gonna make the joke. I'm resisting every urge to make the joke. Listen. I thought of one too. I'm not. No jokes about being uncut in chat, okay? I'm holding everyone to that. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination. I will hydrate. I believe you can move on. You're capable. Am I? I don't know. Mr. Edgeworth got the jump on me again. If we're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up. We still got that info. That ace up our sleeve. What info? Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged. Pink diamonds are pink because there's a distortion in the crystal lattice. I don't know much about diamonds themselves, I guess. Come on, kitten. Come on, kitten. Hi, Spadoinkle. Hi, kitten. Hop into VC3, huh? How are you? That's right. It was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us that in the lobby. Okay, wait. Don't you think that Armando has the same outfit as Godot? Like, it's the pinstripe vest, right? Pink diamonds like for Steven Universe? You know those aren't real, right? It's just a TV show. Man, diamonds are so cool. I wish they were real. Hair? I don't know. The hair is kind of different, but, you know, it's the pinstripe vest that really stands out to me. I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too. Oh, Vulture. Godot's name is spelled Godot. Oh, so all guys with beards are Godot. I see how it is. Yeah, come on, guys. Come on. They don't resemble each other that much. Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret. The Canadian judge is Godot? Godot's not that old. What's the name of the mentor? Armando. Wait. Not present. Well, profiles. This is Diego Armando. He is my age. A bit smug. I didn't see that before, I think. I'm also a bit smug. Gonna Google? What are you gonna Google? Also, I'm doing a bit. I know this, and I've played this game series before. So no spoilers in chat, okay? Her model always has a smug grin, and I respect it. Why, thank you. I played through the first 4 games, by the way. 5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I won't say anything because there is spoilers, but don't worry. I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment. Well, when Mr. Falls was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I tried to turn and run away, but Mr. Falls grabbed me, turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second, and he gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin. Bloodthirsty grin? Oh! And the next instant... I advise the court to remember that the river is 18 feet deep and incredibly swift. I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. When I came to, I'd been carried away by a river to a strange place. I'll never forget that day. The crumbling bridge, nowhere to run. Then just one little shove from behind. That was it. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river. Present. Not sure how I feel about bloodthirsty grins. Not really sure. She's making the statement that she turned around to try to escape. But 5 years ago, the bridge was still broken. You can't see me put my little finger up to my mouth in a shush. No shush. You say that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe. But it's true. I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls. I'm sorry, but I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible. Impossible? I asked the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge, now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit since the last 5 years. As someone had pushed you from behind as you have claimed. Instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. I didn't look too far into it, don't worry. It was just an observation. I don't know what the fuck die Armin is supposed to mean, but go off, I guess. Don't worry, it's just a bit. It's just a bit. Most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? That very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible. Ah! Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then. But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference. Ugh. 40 feet is a huge drop. You're right, but the events occurred just as the witness had testified. The defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this?
You see,
Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true, the witness testified the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge. What do you mean? After being shot in the arm, it's possible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. That's true. She would have fallen into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct?
Now that you mention it, I do remember now, when I fell off the bridge. My skirt got caught in one of the bridge's side wires.
Can't be serious. Order! Order in the court! It seems Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion. Now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault. What? I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible. Ridiculous. What's so impossible about it? Because your flawed logic contradicts the records of the court record. Those are some pretty high wires up there, for a bridge unchanged for 5 years. Your Honor, all the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. This is 5 feet up the ground. These people are 6 feet tall. It would be impossible for someone to push off from there.
No!
But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over.
So young, and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm. And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible.
Got him. We got him on the ropes. Order, order. What is the meaning of this?
Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally.
What? What is this? Indeed. What do you mean by such a ridiculous remark?
Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun in handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide.
Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, that the witness had much more compelling reason for jumping into the river. Oh? Then what is it? What was so important that she wanted to jump into the river? The witness is still alive. That fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of Eagle River. Big rock. 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie bought up the mountain with her. The $2 million diamond. No, it can't be. Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million? She was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. Bang. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. Why, that's simply ridiculous! Order, order, order! Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan? This woman is a demon. And there's one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Man, that's crazy. You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well? But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping? Precisely. I'm sure it weighed heavily I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. What do you mean by that? On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister, Dahlia, and she told her what she was planning to do. Planning to do? She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when he hatched your demonic plan to kill two birds with one stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Who was that, laughing at a time like this?
Hi, Nor. Hi, hi, hi.
Forgive me. It's just hilarious. Witness, is that you?
You amuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally. You have the evidence to back it up. You do have the evidence to back it up, don't you?
Wait, how old was she? 5 years ago? She was already a detective? Who was? Who's a detective? Valerie? She's the policewoman, not a detective. The only detective here is Gumshoe. Everyone in this universe gets their master's degree at 17, maybe younger. I'm pretty sure Franziska von Karma was a lawyer since she was 13. You 18? Who are we talking about? Objection! Hi, Kaido. 18 to 25. Who's 18? Who's 18? The police woman? She was a policewoman at 18. She's not a detective. She's still not a detective. I'm taking a screenshot of this. I hate it here. I created this. Should I pin it? Is this pin worthy, chat? Do we replace the pin that's currently on top of the chat? Oops. So that goes here. Deliver the verdict. Guilty. Pinned or not pinned? Pinned. Bailiff, pin him.
Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. At 14, I plotted with Mr. Falls and my sister. Well, And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence or at least show that.
Well, Miss Faye. I like how that's my name, big pink letters, yeah. I don't know.
What a joke.
You, Miss Faye.
Are you stupid or something?
Didn't Edgeworth just say Valerie was a police detective? I think she had an in with the police detective, or the detective force or something like that, but she's not a detective herself, I believe. But she was a policewoman who could cover up the kidnapping case if it came to it. How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have a decisive proof that Valerie Hawthorne's proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder. I don't have the evidence. Well, it seems we've come to an end. be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I am forced to reject the assertions made by the defense.
Of course you are.
Is there a log button? No.
Is this it? Is it really over? That girl made a fool of me, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Ha! Without evidence, the trial's over? Who decided that?
Mr. Armando.
Come on now, kitten. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? That's not how the courtroom works, Armando. For example, if there's no evidence, there's still even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony.
Testimony?
On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Fall's stolen car, and then when she went to meet with him, disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right?
Yes, that's right.
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Since there's no proof, there's only one thing I can do. Who's the one person who can testify that to that demon woman's crimes?
We have one person who could do it.
Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness.
A new witness?
Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls.
The defendant?
There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia wrote in the kidnapping was. Only one person that could say whether the person in the photos is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia, disguised as her. There's only one person who could solve the riddle once and for all. And that person is... Terry Falls.
Mr. Edgeworth, what's your take on this?
Why not? The prosecution has no objection.
Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
This is my last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left.
Crazy they didn't question the victim this entire time.
Like we haven't cross-examined him.
Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes?
I don't believe it. No way.
Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me.
Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive. And you were used for $2 million.
That's not true. Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne, or was it Dahlia Hawthorne?
Dahlia, did you betray me?
5 years ago, she promised never, ever betray each other.
Harry?
Dahlia! It's true! You're alive! You are alive!
You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad.
Tell the truth! The real truth! I believed in you!
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there is one thing I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Dahlia. Fucking end her! I will allow Mr. Falls to testify once and once only. Well then, Mr. Falls, yours will be the final testimony in this trial.
Waiter!
Witness, I'm sorry, I apologize. Water, please, water.
Bite her head off. Dahlia, he's on death row. It's you or him. Hmm? Can't talk. Need water. Oh well. I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than hell itself. Ugh. That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car, was in front of Bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on Bridge. I watched my car from Bridge. I never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia. He just starts swinging the ball and chain. Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you? That's enough, Miss Faye. His last statement was a fitting way for, to end the final testimony of the trial. Well then, Miss Faye, please proceed with your cross-examination. This is how you want it to end, Mr. Falls? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence? There's only one person who could stop it. You, kitten. I think. Hmm. 4 p.m. I stopped the car, was in front of Bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on Bridge. You were quite early, so you waited on the bridge, correct? Yeah, I like waiting. I'm used to it. I'm sure he is. Deeper Boy waited 5 years to ask a single question. Find out why a woman betrayed him. To him, 30 minutes must have been a blink of the eye. That's not the conflict in the testimony. We already have it. She wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge. A double negative. Let's see. So, just to confirm, this is what the bridge looked like. Terry parked the car over there, got on the bridge, and he waited. That's what he's saying, right? But it can't be the case. Because this photo was taken behind this woman here is the broken bridge. So how would she get on the part of the bridge behind Terry if he was waiting there already? The iron ball must be very tasty. He's low on iron. So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge? You're sure of that? Yeah, I'm sure. You're sure, huh? Well, then I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying. What? He hurt his tooth. Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Faye. You want to know who arrived on the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be at the end of the bridge, right? But that's the victim at the end of the bridge. Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. After she did. Blah, you got name dropped. Mr. Falls? Please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth. I got there around 4 o'clock. It's true. I had somewhere to go. A special place. Did you go to the special place before you went to the bridge? Yeah. An old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, Me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. We brought a memento to represent our love. A memento? 5 years ago, I hid it under the base of a tree there. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get. Oh wow, a bottle necklace. We've never seen this before. This little bottle and necklace is your memento? It's quite charming, but it looks empty. Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But he then left his car unattended and walked away. Oh, that looks entirely new and totally unfamiliar to me. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. I'm sure it's never been seen before. Ugh. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car. No! There certainly was enough time for it. I still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Huh? Mr. Falls? That's enough. Please. A witness? I promised her 5 years ago. If it ever happens that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle. No! Stop the trial! Your Honor, we need a recess. I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this. No, we're so close. Just a little more. I was gonna prove your innocence. No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again. Mr. Falls! Mr. Armando. Thanks for the coffee. Mr. Falls! And so, my first trial ended. Suddenly. Tragically. Mr. Falls! He fell. Ended with no winners. Only losers. I ended up with a wound so deep, I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul, I thought it'd never heal. This is why Mia didn't participate in any trials for a year until the start of the game. And then we used the spirit medium to call him fucking back, goddammit! I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. This would be Edgeworth's first case too. So his first case actually ended in a draw. But one person. The true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne. She left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face. Not just a draw, a death. Unforgivable, that witch. Mr. Armando! So close to the truth. Right there in front of us. Just a little too soft, kitten. It's my fault. It's all my fault Mr. Falls killed himself. Don't cry, kitten. You're gonna make my coffee all salty. I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Yeah? Don't you get it? Can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Dahlia is an extreme villain for the series. We seem crazy between ruthless competitiveness, egomaniacs, but there's no one else as absolutely pure evil as Dahlia. And this is even the second case we've had her. Not my favorite mug! So that's where the image came from. Completely different BGM. Nothing similar. Imagine they changed it by like an octave. Mr. Armando. No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. And you file them away and eventually forget them. One year later, in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case. The first case of the game. That's baby Phoenix. Only after that, did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. It's the hatchling. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was... guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect, angelic smile on her face. The image of Nick in bed, me making a banner at 3 AM, he's in the hospital. He has an IV drip next to him. Gotta drive home, have a nice rest of the stream. In case I'm not back in time. We are like right at the end. So I hope you have, you know, a good drive home. Be safe, Zuchi. Meme IV. It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Fortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something that's happened that's made me remember all of this. A meme straight into the bloodstream. That's the end. That's the end. Updated autopsy report. Brand new episode. Dahlia's malice has been further exposed, but during the first game, she got the guilty verdict. It was sentenced to death penalty, so we never have to worry about her again. Thanks for getting the lights. Are you guys ready to see the trailer, the last case of the trilogy? We still have one more to do, like right before we get into the Apollo trilogy. But this is the next one, which I'm gonna have next week. It's gonna be much longer, so I'm gonna figure out either I might do it Thursday, Friday. No, I can't do next Friday. I'm going out on Friday. I'm having a family thing on Friday. I'll figure it out. Maybe we do a Tuesday. Maybe we'll make next week like a Tuesday, Thursday then. Would that be okay with you guys? However we figure it out. I'll figure it out this weekend, you know? Maybe I'll make a poll. But I do want to like finish the case not too far apart from each other. Shichishito, the treasured Kurain village heirloom, whose name means 7-branch sword. It is said that the sacred sword represents life itself. Through the branches may appear infinite, the choice is limitless. Like our destinies, the sword comes to but one end, one merciless point. And when the silver cord, the fragile thread that binds us to this world, is severed, the illusion is revealed, and the implacability of fate is finally laid bare. The sword looks impractical. It's a ritual item. February 6th. We're back to 2019 now. February. Who knows? Who was that even? We'll never know until next week. Let's go back to here for now. Just so we're not sitting in silence. There we go. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. But yay! Not a lot of gay things that trial. Edgeworth was there, but there was no Phoenix to balance him out. Thanks for streaming, yeah! Thank you guys for hanging out with me. It was a little shorter this time. I'll take my time looking for who to raid into. But thank you so much. We got the fun things planned in the future. Yeah, but you're there now. So yeah. Oh gosh, next week's gonna be busy. The next week, anything for tomorrow? So, the next week's schedule. Tomorrow, you guys, I'm bringing you guys along to the Gold Saucer for a little bit. We're gonna be doing the Gold Saucer. If enough people feel like they have enough MGP by the end of our, say, 2-hour grind, you know, if we get enough done, and because, especially because I know more people have finished the story, are capable of not even story wise, are capable of trading, I'm absolutely gonna try to help you guys, you know, get the full score in, you know, the fashion report and that kind of stuff, you know. So Gold Saucer tomorrow, meet up, Crystal Marlboro, gonna do that. Next week, I'll do something for stream. I'll do something. Either both of my Tuesday, Thursday streams are gonna be Ace Attorney, which they'll both start then roughly 2 p.m. EST, and then run until about 9-10 p.m. EST, because they're both gonna take a chunk. Wednesday, 2 p.m. EST. I may be playing Farming Simulator with Bayray Games, because he reached a goal for his birthday-thon, and I forcibly bought him Farming Simulator, and it is a co-op game for up to 16 people. We're gonna try to do a bit of the tutorial and see what we need to do, because usually those games have to make you do the tutorial before you can do any co-op stuff together. They have you like do a little intro at the beginning. We'll do that. We'll see if we finish up Ace Attorney on Thursday. I'm out on Friday next week, so I won't be able to do the usual stream unless I got the schedule wrong, but this should be the way it is currently. But if I don't stream on Friday next week, MGP stream moved to Saturday. We're doing it. You can't miss our weekly grind, because that'll be the last push for MGP before the Final Fantasy 15-14 collab ends on the following Wednesday. Which, you still have a couple days, but, you know, I'm still gonna help you guys regardless. But yeah, that's what we have planned. And also other things in between. I do want to record some ASMR type things. Maybe I'll work on the screen I want to do. I want to work on a cute little screen. 128,000, let's go. Did you do your weeklies yet? Because tomorrow will be weeklies, but if everything goes right, I'll be able to get you to 200k easily tomorrow. Easy peasy. You know, not including anything else we do. But yeah, that should be super easy enough. We'll grind and get people right over that edge, whatever we need to. Also, yeah, don't forget your CSP login. Log into your Clip Studio Paint. What else? Oh, for the Final Fantasy 15 event, you get the outfit, get Noctis's outfit from doing the story quest. It is a series of 3 quests. You get the full outfit, shirt, pants, gloves, I think. In the gold saucer, there is his car, and there is his hair. There might be one other thing. But if you go around towns, I don't remember if it's just an Old Da, or rather Thanalan, or it's other small towns around Eorzea, but you should find other Ironworks NPCs who will sell you orchestrion rolls from Final Fantasy 15 music, and that'll be limited too. I got it, and now it's my first glam, made of purple. Honestly, his gloves are such a go-to. But yeah, thank you guys for sticking around. I have an idea of who we're gonna go into, but let's just check. Check. Because I usually don't end this early. Usually I go a little longer. Right? Oh, missed it. Hi, Plug Bear. We are wrapping up right now. Alright. Let's see. How many people are on? I guess this is normally the people go live at, huh? Oh, there's so many people I don't usually get to raid into because I usually don't end till late. I want to see what everyone's up to. So many. Yep, that's the plan. We're gonna hop into Bayray, who is still having birthday subathon. What do we run as our raid message into Bayray? He's also hanging out with, it looks like Meta's there. Meta, don't spoil the secret. And looks like Meg is there. Looks like Moon might be there too. It's hand cam crafting. What do you want as the raid message? Objection! Birth! Well, it's not Barry's birthday. This is day 4. And they just hit the goal of farm sim with me. They're pinning a gnome right now. Objection, gnome. How about that? How about objection? Objection. And then add whatever you want at the end. Objection, birth, gnome, raid. You know, whatever you want. What are you objecting, huh? I'm gonna write objection, you're a cutie. That's gonna be mine. If you wanna take it, feel free to edit it. Bailiff, make this man play farm sim. Actually, that's kind of funny. That's also a good one. Might combine them. Whatever you want to type. It doesn't have to be anything cohesive. We're gonna say hi to Bayway. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Objection, he do be ballin'. You guys take care of yourselves. I love you very much. Have a good evening. I'm gonna be working on things and also gaming. Various things. I'll see how I feel. Maybe I'll hang out with Barry later. Maybe not. My voice is tired. Alright. I'll see you guys later, okay? Mwah. Have a good night, everyone.